We are back for more Miles, blah blah blah, Miles attorney investigations and stuff. Because I couldn't really think of another thing to play, especially because Splatoon 3 comes out soon, and I of course want to play that when it releases. So I wasn't gonna start any big major games that would take up a lot of time. So I thought we might as well continue here, at least until then. But as I said last time at the end, probably gonna keep this a little shorter because these episodes are kind of tiring. But let's just get started with that third case, the inherited turnabout. Boom. Seems like things are starting off jollily. What's for dessert?
And Jeff Masters, piece of cake.
Hey. Whoa, what the fuck was that? What the? Okay, this is terrible. This is absolutely... This is not okay. What the fuck is with that sound? Holy shit. What the fuck? Let me just lower the volume on that, I guess. Until it's fine again, maybe? Lower the volume a lot. And see what happens. Happiness for one and all. The sweetest temptations. There, where? Over there. Take a peek inside the oven. Ding. Look, it's freshly baked desserts. It does go with the music, isn't that nice? Let's cook again today. And the fucking spooky ass, super loud sounds stopped just as I did something about them. Let's put it back up to somewhat normal. Gregory, tomorrow I am heading towards that fateful place with your son to find out the truth of 18 years ago. What happened 18 years ago? Oh, another reason why we're still playing this is because I want to see if I remember this case as well. Because I didn't really remember the first case, but I remember the second one pretty well. So let's see about this one. Zodiac Art Gallery found in Paisio on April the 2nd. Mr. Cheesus, isn't it about time you told me what this is all about? Why did you bring me to this museum with you? You're not busy now, are you, Miles? I thought it would be nice if we could share the romance of the constellations together. I beg your pardon, but I would like to leave. Sorry, it was just a joke. Do you know about the final case your father worked on, the IS-7 incident? Yes, Manfred von Karma showed it to me immediately after I became prosecutor. I reviewed the case file again last night after you invited me here. And while I don't remember it very well, I also had been in attendance at that trial back then. There he is. When I was young, I loved watching my father do battle in the courtroom. During that trial, it was my father, the defense attorney, Gregory Edgeworth, against my former mentor, prosecutor Manfred von Karma. And while the trial ended with the defendant being declared guilty... I see. So you were there too at Gregory's final trial. In that case, I'll cut to the chase and tell you what you want to know. The truth about the IS-7 incident. It happened 18 years ago during the winter All the buildings were covered in snow, coating the entire town like a layer of frosting. And it was in this very place that the incident occurred. This was all before Uncle Ray became a defense attorney. Look at that young boy. 18 years ago. December 24th. That's the day before Christmas / Christmas, depending on how you see it. Visitor detention center, visitors room. In the afternoon. Mr. Edgeworth, this request sure was sudden, don't you think? Ah, shit, what kind of voice do I give him? Let's just have him sound like Edgeworth, I guess, I don't know. Indeed, we were contacted immediately after the client was arrested. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I am a defense attorney. I brought my assistant Raymond with me to meet our client, but... Murder on Christmas Eve, this is just too much. In the darkness, a miraculous meeting. Welcome one and all to the visitor's room. Amazing. So this is what meeting a client is like. And also the police guard guy seems to be way in on that performance. It all happened so suddenly, I was completely surprised. I'm also surprised. 1,000 pardons for startling you. I'm merely expressing my happiness through song. Welcome and all. One and all. I greatly appreciate you coming. So you're the client for this case? Indeed. My name's Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I will be representing you in court. This is my assistant, Raymond Shields. Nice to meet you. I'll do my best to help you. Relax, Raymond. Please excuse his jitters. He's working part-time at my office as an apprentice. I thought I'd let him assist me in this investigation. So, Mr. Gregory and Raymond, correct. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. My job involves saving my clients from crimes in which they were falsely accused. First, I should determine if he is truly innocent. First, I would like to know more about you. Ah, I have forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey Master. What? You mean you're Master Jeff? The world's greatest pastry chef? Jeff Master, the Master Chef? Yes, I am honored that you have heard of me. All my fans call me Master Jeff. Wowzers, I'm totally starstruck. I can't believe I get to meet Master Jeff. Raymond seems to know quite a bit about Mr. Master. Master Jeff makes fantastic desserts while putting on the song and dance show. As we've seen in the opening, which was sadly scuffed as hell with the sound. What's for dessert today? Macarons and waffles. Light and... Oh, what the fuck? They didn't make it match very well. Did they? Happiness, fun for all? Now I can't tell anymore where we are. There, over there. Take a peek inside the oven. Ding, it's freshly baked desserts. Could have done a better job syncing up that text, I think. Made it a little hard to karaoke along. I got caught up in their song myself. Good job, Greg. Woohoo! I'm so happy that I got to sing with Master Jeff. It's my dream come true. Woohoo! Thank you, I am happy to hear that as well. Mr. Master, Raymond, shall we return to the matter at hand? Yes, of course, my sincerest apologies for making you wait. Now, where should we start? About you. I guess we wanted to talk about him first, so let's do that, I guess. But first, let's present our beautiful badge, which we can look at in 3D. The defense attorney's badge is shaped like a sunflower. Does the shape have any special meaning? Well, sunflower always points towards the sun, right? From there, it's said to represent freedom and justice. Then I'll also aim towards becoming a defense attorney just like a sunflower. Yeah, I look forward to it. You'll never make it! Here's his own little code. Court records, Here. Thank you very much for accepting my request to serve as a defense attorney. The scale engraved on this badge represents truth and fairness. As long as you are innocent, I will see to it that you receive a fair verdict. So please entrust your faith to me and wait patiently. Yes, thank you for your assistance. You gotta do that, that's a part of the attorney job. You are the world's greatest pastry chef, and you are also skilled in song and dance. Yes, when I'm having a good time, my body just moves to the rhythm by itself. You seem to enjoy making desserts from the bottom of your heart. Oh, if you don't have a good time making desserts, you won't make anything good. Creating desserts that bring happiness to one and all is my purpose in life. Master Jeff's desserts are practically works of art. They sparkle and look so delicious. He's famous for his dreamlike desserts. Bringing happiness to all with his dreamlike desserts, huh? So, what even is the case? Did your partner die? I hope not, she was cute. The incident occurred in your estate, is that correct? Yes, that's where the great dessert contest was being held. It seems that the body was discovered in one of my creations. I feel like he'd be more distraught if it was her. They found it in one of your desserts. I do kind of recall these visuals. For that reason, I was arrested by the detective in charge of the initial investigation. I would never do something as vile as robbing someone of their life. I am certain that the police will also realize that they have made a mistake. Really? Do you know anything about the victim? He was a man named Isaac Dover. He was one of the competitors in the contest. He was a wonderful man who made desserts of the highest beauty. Why did he have to die? I see. He truly seems to be grieving over his victim's death. Oh, now we know everything. I believe I have a sufficient understanding of Mr. Master's personality. Mr. Master, before I accept your request, there's one final matter I must confirm. Boobs or butts? Hold on. There's a fly that's been annoying the shit out of me. Maybe I can either get it or send it away. Just a second. I'm not sure I got it. We'll see if it keeps buzzing around here. You did not kill Mr. Dover. Can I take your word for it? Yes, that is correct. I did not kill him. No matter what happens, I would never take another person's life. Those aren't the eyes of a liar. I understand. I believe you. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us. The pleasure is all mine. I am grateful to speak with someone other than a detective. Next, we shall begin our investigation of the crime scene. We will report back with our findings once we have finished. Mr. Gregory, Raymond, I wish you good luck. Still the same day. Contest venue, Fountain Patio. That's where they were just now in the other scene with the other guys 18 years later. Wow. Ew, it sure is cold outside. I didn't expect it to be snowing this hard. Indeed, a blizzard like this will probably not clear up for a while. But even so, this mansion is still enormous. So this is what Master Jeff's place is like, huh? If you're going to hold a contest in your own home, you would need this much space after all. La la la, welcome, thank you for coming. There's the partner. Eek. Oh my, are you okay? I'm so very sorry. Would you happen to be Monsieur Edgeworth? Yes, I'm Gregory Edgeworth. And I'm his assistant, Raymond Shields. Greetings and welcome, Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields. She's so pretty. Please call me Catherine Hall. I'm in charge of the household affairs of this estate, and I'm also Monsieur Master's assistant. Ah, no way. You're the famous Kate, aren't you? You know of me? Of course I do. I see you on TV all the time. I'm a big fan of Piece of Cake. Oh goodness, I'm glad to hear that you're a fan. Tell me, what is this piece of cake? It's a TV show that's hugely popular with the kids. Master Jeff and Kate sing and dance while they make delicious treats. Just like this. Oh, are you gonna dance with her now? What's for dessert today? Oh, again. Cookies and caramel. Rich and feathery. I don't know, man. This doesn't add up. Let's just let it rock. She's spinning real well there. Everywhere. Ding! Now it's time for dessert. Beautiful. Oh, Mr. Shields, that was incredible. I always practice along with the show. Maybe I should tell my son about this show. But man, doing this dance repeatedly sure works up your appetite. Ah, pardon my inconsideration. I've forgotten to take care of our guests. Please relax and have some tea. Did she expect us? Or why was there enough for everyone? Those are some fancy looking dishes. Oh, is this this is some fine Ceylon tea. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm saying it like that. I hear the aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration. I see, so this is what Ceylon tea smells like. Oh, these saucers are chilled. Yes, they help cool the tea more quickly for people who are bad with hot beverages. That's for me. I see. These teacups also have a wonderful design. Oh, thank you very much. They are one of the few pride and joys of our estate, ordered directly from France. They were made by the famed sculptor Pierre Hoquet. Maybe it's pronounced okay. They are my absolute favorite articles of tableware. You seem to greatly appreciate this man's works. Yes, they are like a treasure to me. She appears to be very honest about what she likes. Thank you, Miss Hall, but it's time for us to move on to business. Are there any details that you can give us about the incident? Ah, you're right. I sometimes get so distracted welcoming guests that I forget myself. To tell the truth, I was the one who discovered Monsieur Dover's body. So you were the first one to discover the body. Is it true that the body was discovered in one of Mr. Master's desserts? Yes, it was during the judging of the great dessert contest. I heard the sound of something breaking from Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master? Are you in there? Ah! When I looked inside the room, I saw Monsieur Dover's body inside the treasure chest. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have made you recall such painful memories. No, I should be the one apologizing for not being much help. Now then, I believe it's time for us to start investigating the crime scene. Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, please find some way to save Monsieur Master. Monsieur Master is not someone who could commit murder. Yes, of course. Just leave it to us. Then I shall entrust it to you. If you'll excuse me, I have to continue serving tea to the other inspectors. Raymond, let's head to the crime scene. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. That's quite the work of chocolate art, or I'm assuming that's chocolate. Contest venue, master's room. I vaguely recall that police guy over there. Wow, this whole thing is made of chocolate. I can't believe I'm actually seeing Master Jeff's desserts up close. It would be hard for me to resist taking a bite. At least I assume it's still edible and delicious, because otherwise what's the fucking point? Wouldn't want to waste delicious dessert if it's not going to be edible. Were this not the scene of a murder, I admit I too would have delighted in this occasion. Now that you've reminded me it's a murder scene, I'm getting shivers down my spine. Perhaps it's because this room is cold to begin with. Now that you mention it, this room really is cold. Achoo! Never expect the defense attorney to show up so early. Pleased to meet you. I'm Jeff Masters' defense attorney, Gregory Edgeworth. This is my assistant, Raymond. How do you do? Detective Tyrell Bad, homicide. Mr. Bad, the detective in charge of this case, a man of few words. Tastes kinda bitter. Good job there. He ate the paper. He likes to digest his memos in his stomach as well as in his mind. It's just a strange habit of his. Please don't be too concerned. He dropped that, apparently. It would probably be too much to ask him not to be concerned at all. More importantly, Detective Bad, will you give us permission to participate in the investigation? Permission denied. Why? Mr. Edgeworth is Master Jeff's defense attorney. Defense attorneys plant false evidence to try and get their not guilty verdict. I don't want their kind to disturb the crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth would never use false evidence to defend his client. I can't trust that coming from a defense attorney. Do the police still suspect Mr. Master even after the investigation? If we didn't, we wouldn't have arrested him. I believe that Mr. Master is innocent. That's why I have to come to investigate. Believing in his innocence without investigating the crime scene. How naive. That's why I would like your permission to investigate. By investigating the crime scene, I want to ascertain if my thinking was naive or not. So you don't intend to leave until you've investigated the crime scene. I just thought of something I could play on stream until Splatoon comes out. But not now, obviously. Yes. Sure. Fine then. I will give you permission to investigate the crime scene. Thank you. It's a lollipop, of course. But I'll be accompanying you. I can't trust the defense attorneys after all. If you understand that, you can begin your investigation. That's a lollipop? I'm a little surprised myself. Well, if it wasn't a lollipop, he probably shouldn't be allowed in here with that, should he? Alright, let's begin the investigation. Raymond, be sure to take notes on the case. Leave it to me, Miss Edgeworth. Just begin already. A little impatient, isn't he? Well, let's check everything outside of the obvious thing first, as usual. It appears to be a display of sailing equipment. There's also the possibility that one of these is the murder weapon. No, it looks like these pieces were all made out of chocolate. You can't beat someone to death with these. Maybe if it's cold enough. Sure. Misleading. At any rate, they all have such good workmanship that they look just like the real thing. It really speaks about the level of skill Mr. Master has in his craft. You got anything to report? What are you investigating? Sir, I'm checking the temperature of the stream. What have you learned? Sir, the stream has warm water. The stream is connected to the fountain in the patio and runs through every room. It's an unusual construction for a room. The minds of the rich, I'll never understand. Maybe if you, maybe if we give you some money, then you can be rich yourself. Except we don't have any either, so what am I saying? What about over here? Was there anything suspicious in the cupboard? No, sir. So there was something? Oh, no. Only things like cooking burners and tableware were placed here. I see. Defense attorney, was there nothing that you noticed? No. So you did notice something? Oh, no, I didn't notice anything. Everyone's always giving replies that are difficult to understand. I think it's your way of asking that's bad. Mm-hmm. All of those double negatives and whatever. It appears to be a display of sailing equipment. There's also the possibility that one of these is the murder weapon. Wait, it's the same thing, okay. Let's talk to you in a second. Elegant tableware and cookware are placed on the counter. It looks like the same tea set Mr. was using earlier. Was Master Jeff drinking this black tea? On this tea set, only Jeff Master's fingerprints were found. Were his fingerprints found on any of the other cookware? The cookware was washed. Nobody's fingerprints remained. Or he might have been cooking with gloves on. It seems the only thing here with his fingerprints on is the tea set. Finally, a piece of evidence. Master used these gloves while making his desserts. They hid his fingerprints. Certainly, it's possible that they were used for that purpose. But wouldn't you agree that finding cooking gloves in the kitchen is perfectly natural? Doubt everything. That's my job. I guess it's part of your job. Excuse me, but you are... My apologies. I was meditating. What did you ask, Sir Detective? Man, I'm not good at coming up with good voices on the spot, am I? Actually, I'm a defense attorney. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm his assistant, Raymond. Pardon my late introduction. My name is Dane Gustavia. I'm one of the pastry chefs participating in this event. No, that doesn't work either. What kind of desserts do you make, Mr. Gustavia? Wow, 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 wow. Oh. My specialty is making desserts out of candy. No, I think I'm gonna have to use that voice, save that voice for a female character. Aw, what a cute seahorse. It was meant to be a dragon dancing in the sky. I guess I'll go with that. This is a dragon? I think it would fit better in the ocean than in the sky. I mean, there's sea dragons. I know all too well that design is my weak point. I plan to study design and undergo training in Zhengfa once things settle down here. I probably shouldn't touch the subject of design any further. Mr. Gustavia, if you aren't related to the investigation, why are you in this room? Sir Detective wanted to know more about the desserts in this room, so he asked me to come. Since he's one of the contestants, he might know something. So, we were on the topic of the contest just now, so let's keep it natural. Can you tell me about the Great Dessert Contest that was held here? From the looks of this room, it seems the desserts weren't just for eating. The exhibition Sir Master held was a contest of the art and dessert. The art of dessert. Desserts that are true works of art made solely out of edible materials. The works of art in this room are all made from desserts. Now that you mention it, the whole room is filled with the smell of chocolate. Sir Master exhibits great talent in both flavor and design. If you are not able to surpass Sir Master in flavor and design, you will not be able to win. Beating the world's greatest pastry chef is pretty hard, isn't it? In other words, if I can surpass Sir Master, I shall become the world's greatest pastry chef. That was the prize of this contest. The prize is the title of the world's greatest. In addition to that, there is also Sir Master's treasured angel's recipe. If you want to learn more about the contest, just look at this piece of paper. These were the rules that were given to the participants of the contest. Let's look at it. I guess let's look at this too. Didn't do that until now. This is a rather splendid design. You think so? It seems a little eccentric to me. I'm not even sure how you'd pour tea out of it. Rather than the practicality of the design, focus on its artistic merits. Mr. Edgeworth's art sense is too high for me to understand. There's an engraving on the bottom. It says PH. It's the initials of the creator, Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall and Mr. Master seem to be big fans of this sculptor's works. Initials, huh? If it were mine, it'd be RS. Wow, really worthwhile comment there, Ray. Why don't you try carving your initials on your own belongings? How about this part? Okay, nothing special about that. But let's move on to the next piece. Prizes, title, World's Greatest Pastry Chef and Angel's Recipe. Kind of conceited to be handing out a title like that when you are a pastry chef yourself. Like you're so convinced that you're the best that you can decide who's the best. Contestants' rooms will be judged starting from the left. Afterwards, all parties will meet in Jeff's room. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Entering another contestant's room before the judging is done is prohibited. Reading is hard. So, DG, what's up? Mr. Gustavia, those instruments you use are quite unusual. Also, you're taking a lot of time here. That's a nice chicken. These instruments are called candy pumps, and they pump air into the candy. They kind of look like swords. They're so cool. Indeed, ever since I began using them, no day has gone by where I didn't receive a burn or wound. Cool. That's why I wear red clothes, so that not a single stain will ever show on me. Okay. Making desserts is serious business. I'm always training. Does he injure himself because he hasn't trained enough? Okay, now, the case though. Sorry, but I do not know much about the incident. I only learned about the incident after the judging had finished. How was the contest judging carried out? Let's see, Sir Master started judging at 3 p.m. Starting from my room, the judging proceeded in a clockwise direction. So, Master's room is in the very left. So I guess you were in Master's room? Oh, okay. The arrow there was just a little misleading. I used the room to the right of Sir Master's room, which is the room we're in now. Delicia. Next, the room of a female pastry chef named Delicia was judged. A female pastry chef? What kind of person is she? She is a frightening woman who would do anything to achieve her goal. Nice thing to say for you, Mr. Suspicious Guy. I heard she used lots of cream to make a fantasy-themed dessert. And lastly, Sir Dover's room was judged. Sir Dover's room, I should say. His works were frozen statues made from sherbet? All discovered the body in the middle of Gustav's judging. Gustavia's. She panicked, and because she immediately notified the police, Master continued judging without knowledge that the body had been discovered. As a result, Master judged Dover's room in Dover's absence. It seems we have plenty of room to suspect Master. I'm lacking in information. It's probably too early to object. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you talking to Mr. Gustavia about earlier? I was asking him about the chocolate frame hanging on that wall. I thought something was missing. I thought if I asked someone who knew a lot about desserts, I could get an answer. Although thanks to your arrival, I still haven't gotten my answer yet. Well then, since you've been waiting for so long, we can ask him about it right now. I guess you don't understand sarcasm. Mr. Gustavia, can you assist us with this matter? I train in the art of desserts every day. If you have a question about desserts, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you very much. So here, why is only this one missing flame? Dessert in the shape of a candle holder. It's titled Light of Life. It seems that one of these important lights isn't lit. Is it symbolic or... Is the book made of chocolate too? I guess so. The captain's log of a chocolate ship, which is also made of chocolate. It seems its title is Journal of Regret. Running out of rum while drifting at the Red Sea has really made me red with regret, it reads. Oh wait, that's Gregory, whatever. I don't know what kind of voyage it was, but it doesn't seem very regretful. You can make such a beautiful picture out of chocolate, as expected of Master Jeff. Is this really chocolate? It looks like an actual picture to me. Impressive, Sir Attorney, you noticed well. This picture of an angel is not a dessert, but rather the angel's recipe. The angel's recipe? The prize for the contest. And there seems to be some kind of bloody handprint on it, now that I see it again. This picture isn't made of chocolate. Indeed, within this chocolate frame lies a recipe book. Sir Master told everyone when he explained the rules of the contest to us in this room. So the contestants knew the recipe was here. How about it? This frame, don't you think it's missing something? I'm not sure, but it's got something that shouldn't be there. This must be what Detective Bad was asking Mr. Gustavia about earlier. This chocolate frame, there does seem to be a part that's missing. The glass in front of the thing, maybe? That's what's been bothering me as well. Huh? What's missing? Let me show Raymond the part of the chocolate frame that's missing. Oh, I see now. It was kind of covered by text, wasn't it? But now that I see that it's right here. Whoa. Not so loud, please. Look closely at this part with the decorations. Can you see that one of them is missing? It's true. It's different from the other decorations. This imperfect balance is the decoration in the decorations is not like Sir Master. Upon closer examination, it seems this frame is not the only one with missing parts. We need to investigate further. Yeah, and we also need to investigate another part of this. Hey! Hey! We're not done here! Damn it! All the desserts in this room each have one part missing. Whoa! The candle holder and the sailing tools are all damaged as well. So, someone tampered with the crime scene? Maybe. And I'm gonna tamper with my drink. By drinking it. Perhaps? Maybe Master vandalized the room himself to fool us. Master Jeff wouldn't do that sort of thing to his desserts. Tampered desserts? I wonder if they are connected to the incident. Yep, you won't rest. It's, just like your son. Now, what's up with this shit? These finger marks are... These are unidentified finger marks. We don't know who they belong to. Since no fingerprints were left behind. Finger marks without fingerprints. These might be related to the case. They sure might. It's a mystery. He was probably wearing gloves. He was probably wearing gloves. Detective Bad lacks dreams and romance. I don't think there are dreams or romance at a murder scene. Achoo! Are you alright, Raymond? This room is way too cold. The fountain patio wasn't very warm either. This room certainly is cold. Do you want to wear my coat? Nope, I'm fine. Because that's something that you promised to give me when I become a defense attorney. That's right. A principled man. Why is the temperature turned down so low? It's been turned down in the order to maintain the chocolate's temperature. Why don't you try opening the panel cover or on that wall? Panel cover? Whoa, there's a secret panel hidden there. This control panel is installed in all the rooms the master prepared. So as to not detract from the dessert's presentation, the cover was closed to conceal it. What does the panel do? It allows you to change the temperature and the lighting in this room. In order to preserve any type of dessert, it can go down to about -22°F, which I don't know how much that is really, but it is something. The room would be like a freezer. It's set to 59°F. No wonder I thought it was cold. Detective Bad, I'm not allowed to change the temperature, am I? Preserving the crime scene is the foundation of being a detective. But I'm not a detective. A defense attorney can't recklessly damage a crime scene either. Indeed, Sir Assistant, enduring hardship is also part of training. In order to preserve chocolate, 59°F to 64 degrees is the ideal temperature. The ideal temperature for chocolate, as expected of the dessert chef. No, it is but a trifle. This is basic knowledge that anyone should know if they are dessert chef. So, what's the ideal temperature for candy and fresh cream? As long as you watch out for humidity and hot temperatures, candy shouldn't melt. For fresh cream, around 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature. You need to watch out for the humidity and hot temperatures for candy. I see. Detective Bad, he seemed a bit happy when they were talking about candy. Is candy one of his favorite things? I mean, who doesn't like candy? Okay, we checked this area apparently. Maybe if we look at this again, we'll get some new dialogue. It seems this room, this control panel can change the temperature and the color of the lights in this room. The colors are red, yellow, green, blue, cyan, and white. That sure is a lot. This room's temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to white. It's because the works of this room are made of chocolate. By using white light, the chocolate can stand out. For Mr. Master, everything in this room is probably a piece of art. Well, if you're telling me we're done here, then we're done here. Time to finally look at this thing, eh? A lot going on. So, this was where the body was discovered? Yeah. The body has been removed, but otherwise the crime scene has remained untouched. Time to touch it. Something about Red Rum. The voyage of the good ship Red Rum has written there here. It sailed the 7 seas and in the end finally found a huge treasure. Modeled after the glory of an ancient adventurer, it's written here. So he failed 6 times. What an unlucky captain. No matter how many times he went on a fool's errand, in the end he reached the truth. That's just like a detective's spirit. Do detectives even exist during the ancient times? Sure. To build such a large ship out of chocolate is magnificent. As expected of Master Jeff, I want to try eating it. Although I have no idea where to start eating it from. Anywhere should be fine, but if you start eating the crime scene, I'll make you leave. That's a rather gentle punishment for doing something so nuts. Ah, don't glare at me. Can't you tell it was a joke? I'd like Raymond to be just a little bit calmer. So what's with this broken piece here? It seems that the stand supporting the ship has been broken. The ship tipped over and broke the treasure chest, didn't it? Ah, maybe. Could the victim have been crushed by the ship and killed? If that were the case, this would have been an accidental death. You two aren't serious about that, right? Well, we were only discussing one of the possibilities. I was being pretty serious, though. Okay, that's just the same thing here. Just a different part of the ship, but the same text. Alright then, let's take a look at this. It seems that the body was discovered inside this chocolate treasure chest. The person who discovered it was Miss Hall. Eek. Yep, we've seen this. She heard the sound of something breaking inside this room and came in. I would like a little more information about this. What's this? Something has been dropped inside the treasure chest. This is... It seems to be some kind of seal with a design and initials carved into it. Very interesting. PH, huh? Never seen that anywhere. Definitely. It looks like a signet crest. Signet? I'm gonna say signet. Was it the victims? I don't know if it was the victims, but we should take it for now. Detective Bad, I would like you to tell me about the state of the victim. If you mean the photo of the body, here, look at it all you like. Will do. It seems the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. That's unpleasant. Has the murder weapon been found? You should try asking the prosecutor in charge later. It seems he doesn't intend to tell me frankly. So, may I borrow this photograph? Sure, it's not a photo that was taken by the police. Miss Hall took a photo of the body with an instant camera when she discovered it. Wow. Kept a cool head there. An instant camera? Is that like a disposable camera? An instant camera is a camera that can develop its film right after taking a picture. Like a Polaroid. Such a convenient camera exists. Anyway, let's go over the state of the crime scene a bit. This photo, upon closer examination, contradicts the state of the crime scene. I'll have to deduce the contradiction to resolve this matter. So we're gonna... Okay. Let's look at that photo. Oh, there's text. And not... We can't look at the photo itself. Yes, we can. The victim's body was found in a treasure chest made of chocolate in Jeff Master's room. The cause of death seems to be a hard blow to the head by a blunt object. And there we have... The only thing that seems to contradict is that there's no blood left in the thing. But I mean, that doesn't seem so weird. I guess the position of the body is also maybe different, I'm not sure. You want rest, I get it. So I guess this is the ring, that the signet that we picked up. Oh wait, no, here. There's a piece of flooring missing. I guess they got rid of that because it had blood on it. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? The photo, right? Let me just check again. Yeah.
Eureka!
Eureka! Are you sure the only thing the police removed from the crime scene was the body? Ah, they also took away the piece of cloth the body was wrapped in. In that case, a major contradiction has been created at the crime scene. Contradiction? Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully one more time. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. Not just the bloodstain, but like the entire part of the floor with it, I think. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. I'll check with the forensics. Miss Edgeworth, what happened? Comparing the photo and the crime scene, something struck me as being out of place. In the photo, the chocolate underneath the body remained intact inside the treasure chest. However, in the actual crime scene, it's missing. The chocolate with the bloodstain has completely vanished. Yes, did the police remove it, or was this the work of the criminal? Or a naughty chocolate thief? According to the forensics, no one has cleaned up any bloodstains. I see. Well, that would mean someone erased the bloodstain. Who knows? Well... I think I'm gonna go logic a little bit, eh? So, I mean, this probably fits together, right? The desserts Mr. Master made were damaged in several places. Victim appears to have been beaten to death. I'm gonna combine these two for now. Assuming that's right. Pew! Due to the broken stand, the ship lost its balance. It would seem Miss Hall entered the room upon hearing the ship collapse. Yeah, When Miss Hall entered the room, the ship had already fallen over. At any rate, I wonder why the stand broke. Maybe there was something wrong with the ship's balance in the first place. Is that really true? Maybe, because of the tampering that somebody did with every piece, they also messed up this piece. We did it. Each of Mr. Master's works had a piece that was missing. Add to that the fact that the ship's chocolate stand was broken. I think we can surmise that someone ransacked this room. And the one who did it could be the true culprit. That I don't know, but I think it's safe to say that the ship stand got broken when the room was ransacked. And when the ship fell over, it broke the treasure chest lid. I expect that the lid of the treasure chest was originally closed. Probably. Done and dusted. Nice, it seems our investigation of this room's just about over. This should make it clear. Jeff Master is the culprit. Huh? Why? All the rooms in this mansion were locked from the inside, and the only way to open them from the outside was to use this key to the mansion. Do you know who had the key? Master was the only one with the key. There were no spare keys. By using the mansion key, Master could enter all the contestants' rooms. Of course, the key could also lock his room from the outside. However, Mr. Master's room is currently unlocked. Yeah, that's why I suspect Master is the culprit. I'd like to hear your reasoning in more detail. Going head-to-head with him now. If the body had been found in a locked room, Master would have been the prime suspect. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Contrary to his expectations, the body was discovered by Miss Hall. That's my reason for suspecting Master. Got that, Ace Attorney? So you also think it was Mr. Master himself who vandalized this room? Yeah. You defense attorneys believe that justice lies in trusting your clients, but I'm a detective. If I believe every poor sap's story, I'd let the suspicious ones get away. I understand your reasoning thoroughly. However, I'd like you to hear my thoughts on the subject now. Fine. Detective Bad believes that he is right, but I won't give up so easily. I can't accept his reasoning. I'll have to show him evidence that contradicts it. Let me check what I got for real quick. So we have obviously our attorney's badge, that's very important. We got the teapot, that's probably very important to this very specific case point thing. The rules. Those could be important actually. Will be judged starting from the left. All parties will meet in Jeff's room. Decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Entering another contestant room. Fingerprints. The signet. And the crime scene notes. Found in the treasure chest of chocolate. Cause of death seems to be hard blow to the head. Since circumstances are unclear regarding the part of the treasure chest. Bloodstain. And the mansion key. The only key that can unlock this room was in the mansion was in Mr. Master's possession. Okay. Now let's read this again. And press while we're at it, eh? Must have been in the prime suspect. I mean, why not present? Why not? Isn't it a little premature to suspect Mr. Master on those grounds alone? It's a little premature for you to be objecting. Just wait until I'm done. Yeah, I didn't think there would be much of a point in pressing that specific one. That's why Master made sure to leave the door open.
Hold it. She left it unlocked.
If the door had been locked, Master would be the only one who could commit the crime. Well, maybe the door just happened to be unlocked. Then maybe the body just happened to be lying in the open waiting to be discovered. Runt, do you think you can become a good detective with logic like that? But I don't want to be a detective. I want to be a defense attorney. I hope he isn't trying to steal my apprentice. Master had a reason to leave the door unlocked. And to ensure the body will be seen, must You believe the broken lid was Mr. Master's doing? Yes, if he hadn't done that, the body wouldn't have been found. It doesn't seem likely that he would break his own work while he was judging the contest. That's right, Master Jeff would never waste a good dessert. On piece of cake, he even eats them while dancing. Wow. That TV show is irrelevant here. Detective Bad, you know about piece of cake? When I didn't even know of it. What? That is a surprise. So, do you sing the song too? That's irrelevant. Anyway, the one who broke the lid on the treasure chest was Master. Can we refute that? I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. Broke the lid on the treasure chest. I mean, we could say that it was an accident, but, you know, he could say that it was set up by him. Everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. That's true. The judging began in Mr. Gustavia's room, right? Yeah. I too was looking forward to seeing his candy craft. If you would like, I can put on a display of my candy craft for you right now. What you making this time, fella? It's a dog? Pig? What do you think? It represents Sir Detective. Is that supposed to be a police dog? No. This is a wolf. Okay, I mean, it's cute. So I guess it doesn't really matter what it is, right? A lone wolf. Not bad. What would my candy form be? I'm kind of curious myself. Moving on. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away.
Hold it! Do you know the time of the murder?
We're still waiting on the autopsy report.
Without the autopsy report, how could you have arrested Mr. Master?
We don't know the time of death, but we do know when the body was discovered. It was discovered while Master was judging Dame Gustavia's room. I believe he let the body be discovered to create an alibi. But that alone's not enough to arrest Mr. Master, right? Who knows? That's all I intend to say. Detective Bad, are you hiding something? Detective Bad seems adamant that Mr. Master is the culprit. I don't think Master Jeff would have broken his own creations. But why was the treasure chest broken then? Just think back to the situation in which the body was found. In doing so, we should be able to see the contradiction in Bad's reasoning. I guess we are presenting the thing there. Broke the lid. Everyone was scheduled to meet. Yeah, I guess we're presenting this here after all, eh?
Objection!
Okay. I was thinking maybe not, but yeah. Originally, the victim's body was hidden inside the chocolate treasure chest. Miss Hall entered the room when she heard a sound. I think it is likely that this was the sound of the chocolate chip falling over.
Yeah, that's what you would think, just by looking at the crime scene.
You said that Mr. Master broke the treasure chest lid himself. But this photo shows that the ship's fall caused the lid to break. The ship's fall caused the lid to break. I don't view this as a very big contradiction, but you know. Step by step, we're gonna go through it. If the lid broke just before Miss Hall found the body, then Mr. Master, who was in the middle of judging, could not have broken it. Bam, bam, bam.
I never said that Master broke the lid directly. The ship was set up to fall during the judging.
I believe that he tampered with the stand.
Whoa.
Do you have proof he tampered with it?
No, but the investigation isn't completely over yet.
It seems they still haven't found anything conclusive. Have you found any other fingerprints other than Mr. Master's in this room?
Yeah, there was some left on the door.
Huh?
But the victim, Dover, and Master were also among the fingerprints left behind.
Before we made our desserts, we all gathered here to have the judging explained to us.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps that was when we left those fingerprints. But you didn't find any fingerprints on the works of this room, in this room.
What?
Someone tampered with the chocolate in this room. So perhaps there are other fingerprints on it apart from Mr. Master's?
No matter what we find, it won't clear Master of suspicion.
Well, get searching though.
Labby, hurry up and dust the chocolate for fingerprints.
But don't ruin it in the process, okay? Roger that, sir. They're gonna make it inedible, no. Detective Bad, we found another person's fingerprints on all the chocolates in this room.
Whose fingerprints?
They belong to a pastry chef by the name of Delicia.
Good work. Return to the investigation.
Yes, sir. It would seem that there are other suspicious people besides Mr. Master after all.
I don't see a defense attorney. I don't need a defense attorney to tell me that. I'm not stopping my investigation. We will just go and listen to what this Delicia has to say.
Delicia? Gustavia told us about her not long ago. Is she really a frightening woman who would do anything to achieve her goal? Mr. Edgeworth, this Delicia lady sounds mighty suspicious to me. Seems like it will be necessary for us to speak with her directly as well. Detective Bad, would you allow us to accompany you?
I'm not obligated to do that.
What?
But you were the one who discovered the truth of the crime scene. Fine, have it your way. Follow me.
Detective Bad, thank you. Always good to show your appreciation. Detective Bad, sir.
Are you sure about that?
Right now, that prosecutor's in the room. Uh-oh.
Doesn't matter. Him and I don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, because he produces fake evidence and shit.
Him? Who's the prosecutor in charge of this case anyway? Manfred von Karma.
What? Von Karma is in charge? That guy hasn't lost a case in 25 years. Manfred von Karma, the living legend of the prosecutor's office. If the rumors of his courtroom performance are to be believed, he's a man who knows who would do anything for a guilty verdict. No matter what kind of prosecutor he is, I can only hold true to the path I believe in.
To be continued.
Well, let's save that game and continue a little more. We just got started. That's a nice looking castle. Contestant venue, delicious room. Wow, a candy castle. And there were even some fairies over there. Cute. This room seems to be structured in the same way as Master's room. But it's nowhere near as cold. This room also seems to have been fitted with a temperature control panel. Over by that orange lamp, right? I think that second that was redundant there. A mistake, but hey. Indeed, let's not forget to investigate it later. Even so, this room is like something out of a fairy tale. Is this cream-covered castle Delicia's work? Where's Delicia? Oi, can I help you? Look at how small she is. Very precious. Hello boys, I'm Delicia Scones. I'm in my native England. I'm known as Miss Delicious. I don't have much of a British accent. Being called a boy even though I'm already 34, it's certainly a rare experience. Boys? I understand you calling me that, but Mr. Edgeworth? As far as I'm concerned, you're all boys to me, even that detective over there. My name is Bad, not Boy. Just how old is this woman? Mr. Attorney, let's just finish our business here. Right. Oh no, we know that voice, don't we? You, what do you think you're doing, conversing with a mere turtle? Mr. Edgeworth, a scary man came out of the candy castle. Well, that's a sentence that I'm gonna have to close my blinds for. Not often do you get such a great opportunity to do just that. A scary man came out of the candy castle. That's a good sentence. Let's all repeat it once more. A scary man came out of the candy castle. Von Karma. This man's Professor Von Karma? Prosecutor, I mean. Hey, Manny! So he's Von Karma. Pleased to meet you, Prosecutor Von Karma. My name is Gregory Edgeworth, Defense Attorney. Bah, I have no interest in the names of defense attorneys. After all, they only exist to be crushed by me. What a rude man. That piercing gaze and furrowed brow. He's even scarier than the rumors say. Although that statement was also very rude. Prosecutor Von Karma, would you allow us to investigate too? You think I would give information to a mere defense attorney? As I thought, it won't be that simple. However, I'll make a special exception for this room. Why did he change his mind so quickly? You old bloodhound. Don't call me that. My name's Bad. Bah, a mere detective speaking back to me. I admire your courage, at least. Bad, stand watch and see to it that they don't misbehave. Why, me? I will not accept your refusal. Well then, I'll be investigating Gustavia's room next. Tch, I'm babysitting again. I wonder why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Instead of being on bad terms, haha, bad terms, haha. It seems like they hardly know each other. Mr. Edgeworth, now that we've got Von Karma's permission, we can continue investigating. Yes, his manner bothers me, but I'm glad we can at least continue the investigation. Hold it. I also need to investigate this room. I don't want you disturbing the room. So you'll investigate after me. What? Aren't you the detective in charge of this case? Why haven't you investigated this room yet?
The detective in charge of the initial investigation was a close colleague of von Karma. I came to take over for him, so I only got to this mansion just recently. So that's why he and von Karma aren't investigating together. Detective Bad, will you allow us to investigate with you like before? In doing so, you'll be able to supervise us and also ensure we don't tamper with anything. You want me to watch you? You're a strange lawyer. Huh. I'll let you stick around a little longer. Yay, you did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you, Detective Bad. But if I decide you're holding up the investigation, you'll have to leave. Yes, I understand. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Alright. What's up, dog? Don't turn around, don't turn around. If you do, you're only gonna eat that castle. This forensics officer seems to be on a diet. Poor guy. Can't seem to examine much. Outside of this castle, I guess. There we go. Here are all the tools used to make desserts. Everything from a bucket of fresh cream to a brush and a trowel. Seems more like a construction worker's tools. Hey now boys, don't underestimate the work of a pastry chef. It's completely different from construction work, where they cover the walls with cement. We use the trowel to smear the cream and the brush to clean the uneven parts. How is that different from construction work? It's totally super different, man. Okay, I guess I'll talk to her. Oh, Miss Delicious. You don't seem as energetic as you were earlier. Delicia, can I just ask, did something happen with von Karma? Yes, see, nothing of the sort. But you just said yes, see. Yet that yes, see just now was only a greeting. A greeting. You're a cute boy, I like you. What's your first name? It's Raymond, but... Well, Ray Ray, I think you'll make a good man of yourself someday. Ray Ray? How about that? I think you have a way with British ladies. She's a little different from my image of a lady. Hey, why don't we listen to what she has to say? What were you doing during the contest? Could you tell me about your actions during the contest? Yes, see, we began making desserts for the contest around 10 o'clock. Basically, I was in here making my desserts the whole time. And at 1:30, I joined the afternoon tea for about an hour or so. Afternoon tea. It's a social occasion where conversation is had over black tea and cakes. So it's pretty much a tea party. Well, I suppose. Oh, Greggy, you're a smart boy, aren't you? When did I become Greggy? Where was the afternoon tea held? All the way outside, huh? It took place in the gardens outside of the fountain pie show. It's our customary break time during the contest. It's always held at the same time. Today, there were just 3 of us who took part, Jeffy, Katie, and me. Since Jeffy had already finished his creations, he was there from beginning to end. Icy and Gusty didn't join in because they hadn't finished their desserts yet. So everyone other than Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia had participated. Yes, actually, I hadn't finished my dessert yet either. I just wanted to try some of Jeffy's handmade pastries and Katie's fresh brewed tea. So, after I had eaten my fill, I returned before everyone else. During the contest, did you enter any of the other contestants' rooms? What are you saying? We found your fingerprints on the desserts at the crime scene. Yep, you found them. Are you admitting that you went to the scene of the murder? I admit it. But I'm not the murderer. It's the honest truth, please hear me out. Well then, tell me. What were you doing in Mr. Master's room? The truth is,
I was studying his desserts.
Studying?
Because Jeffrey's so talented at making sweets. Well, nobody was in his room at the time, so I just decided to study his works for a bit.
Study, right? Not take any parts of them or whatever, right? But if you were just looking, you wouldn't have left your fingerprints behind.
Yeah, see, it's natural that I left fingerprints on the desserts.
For the sake of research, I
ate some of this dessert.
Isn't that like stealing food?
It couldn't be. The one who wrecked Mr. Master's room was... I'm sorry, it wasn't my intention to vandalize the room, but I did eat a few parts of the desserts in his room. I secretly ate little bits and pieces, so Jeffrey wouldn't find out.
Well, something was found out though.
So, did you eat the ship's stand as well? Yes, see, I did.
The chocolate ship broke because of you.
I'm sorry.
So the reason she left the afternoon tea party was to preserve her appetite.
But you've got to believe me on this. I'm not the murderer.
Her actions are sufficiently suspicious, but I won't press on it yet. How do you feel about these prints? They don't come from you, do they? Because your prints were actually visible.
Oh, that thing you've got there is rather cute, Ray.
But the color is rather unappealing. Now if I were to coat it with fresh cream... Stop it! Okay. Do you know about this thing yet? Okay. You do know that you broke the rules by doing that, right? I guess you don't care. Alright. I don't really have any reason to show her anything else. Maybe things will reveal themselves later. Reasons to do that. I can't believe this amazing castle is made entirely out of confectionery. I know, what a work of fantasy, it's like a fairy tale world. You like all this fairy tale stuff, don't you? Sorry, I got a bit too excited, didn't I?
No, it's interesting to me since you're so enthusiastic about it, unlike my son.
Your son?
He's only in grade school, yet he prefers to read law books instead of fairy tales. I'm worried that he won't be able to make any friends that he can talk to.
What an interesting kid. I'd like to be his friend. You never will.
I think you'd be more of an older brother to him.
An older brother, huh? Well, I've got some growing up to do then.
Yes, and that's why we have to continue with the investigation. I won't rest...
This don't look like confectionery, do it? This pillar has a hexagonal recess. It looks like a pedestal, but it has nothing in it.
Hexagonal recess, huh? I wonder what would have been put in there.
A giant strawberry would fit with that fresh cream.
Detective Bad, I don't think strawberries are hexagonal.
I was just hoping.
Then I hope it's a banana. I think I'd prefer blueberries.
Okay.
Now we know everybody's favorite sweet fruits.
Except berries. But you know what I mean.
The castle doors are open.
When someone opens the door, they really should remember to close it afterwards.
Would he say that directly to Prosecutor von Karma, though?
Huh? Looks like there's some stuff inside. Let's see. Wait, I'll examine it. Stay out of the way.
Go right ahead.
This fresh cream melts too easily.
Seems like Detective Bad's shoes got covered in cream. Oh no. Why were these objects kept inside the candy castle?
If there's anything you want to investigate, you better speak up now. Well, I mean, can we investigate this? Or will the same thing just happen? Two big rocks are placed here. It's like a storage room. Yeah, the inside of the candy castle isn't so dreamy. Hey, maybe they're raw gemstones. Who knew that there were such treasures hidden within the castle? Seems like a rather careless way to handle treasure. It looks like there's something underneath the rocks. Ah yes, the hexagonal things, huh? Seems there's a pedestal attached to both of the rocks. Of course, it's a pedestal for displaying the gems. Well, in any case, this is no ordinary object. Here we have sheets, one of which... Hold on. There are rolls of blue cloth here. It looks like there's 4 of them in all. Is that the same color and type of sheet that we know from here? It looks similar enough, right? So that's a little suspicious. Looks slick. Weird. They certainly don't look like desserts. Yeah, I don't know what the cloth is for. It almost seems like it was hidden here inside the castle. Also, the color of this cloth looks familiar somehow. Well, let's deduce the hexagonal thing, huh? Ba-boom! The rock's pedestal has a similar shape to the recesses on the castle's pillars. Perhaps the rock is meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh, that's right. They're both hexagonal. I wonder why they were hidden inside the castle, though. Because they break the rules. The blue cloth and the rocks inside the castle. I wonder if they belong to Delicia. Delicia. Those things in the castle, what are they used for? Those? I'm afraid I can't tell you. Looks like Von Karma is keeping her silent. Hey, I've been found out. He'll get mad at me if I talk. Prosecutor Von Karma doesn't intend on being upfront with this information. Aw, it's such a shame. We finally figured out where the rocks are supposed to go. Could it be that you're interested in my goods? Your goods? Those are my popular relaxation goods. You mean the rocks and the cloth? Yes, see, that's right. You see, they're not actually rocks, but special lumps made from rock salt. Still doesn't really sound like a dessert, but I guess, you know, why not have salt as a dessert? Who's to say no to that? Wow, so those are lamps. Ahaha, it gets even more exciting. Because this cloth also has an amazing secret. As soon as we showed interest in her goods, she became quite talkative. Since we got them out, come experience the therapy, boys. Baddie, could you put everything up? It's not baddie, it's bad. So you won't do it? Is Baddie being a bad boy? Labby, are you done photographing this room? Yes sir, I am. Then go help Delicia. Yes sir, I'm on it. Hahaha, thanks. I knew you were a good boy underneath, Baddie. Miss Delicious, that was amazing. You can even persuaded Detective Bad. She's got her ways. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Baddie, and you too, Forensies. That's definitely a proper nickname for him. She even gave the forensics a nickname. I think that's her way of showing she cares. What's so therapeutic about these things anyway? We don't have time for that now, Baddie. The show's about to begin. Forensics, Forensies, finishing touches, please. Yes, ma'am. So what's about to happen here? Isn't that pretty? Wow, it's so beautiful. It really is. I wish my son could see this.
Oi, I told you so, right? The 4 fairies and the curious the candy castle. 4 fairies, huh? What's the theme of my work? It's so sparkly and cute, right? Oh wait, okay, I see at least 3 fairies. Maybe there's one on the left as well. And I just never noticed. It seems like one of them is missing something. The truth is, I had planned to unveil it during the contest. Well, I'm glad I got to show it to you boys. Huh? But it doesn't look like the rock salt lumps are lighting up. Huh? I wonder why. I think I'll need to examine the rocks and the fairies again. So yeah, there's a fairy right over here. Then there's these 2. And this one. And Greg made it sound like one of the fairies was missing something? Or maybe he wasn't talking about the fairies. Well, okay, no, yeah. This fairy is missing a sheet. Unlike the other fairies, this one doesn't have fluorescent cloth. Mr. Delicious, it's not right to leave one out. I don't like it either. But one fluorescent cloth and a machine has gone missing. You've lost a cloth and a machine. What sort of machine is it? Oi, let me tell you. Each piece of fluorescent cloth is hooked up to one of these machines. The machine is called a rainbow light device. Light is sent through the cable and into the cloth, which is made out of optic fibers. Just fiddle around with the settings a bit and it will turn into all sorts of colors. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. Meaning that maybe this isn't blood, but fluorescent. No wait, the fluorescent one is probably the sheet there. But it's probably part of the trick somehow. And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool eyes. It's powered by a long-lasting battery that's resistant to changes in the temperature. What a weird little detail, huh? I'm not very familiar with these kinds of devices. Miss Edgeworth, she's saying it's a machine that transmits light to the special cloth. I see, it's amazing what they come up with these days. I don't think that explanation was that much easier to understand than the other one. Or rather, the other explanation wasn't hard to understand, but whatever. So one rainbow light device and the fluorescent cloth are missing. You see, that's right. Wherever could they be? This fluorescent cloth. Could it be related to the case? It might just be. Doodle-doodle-dum, doodle-doodle-dum. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, that's something, eh? On that one rock. I mean, do I even just immediately go for it? I guess I do. It looks like both the lamps and in the pillars are broken. Both of their light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped on the floor. There's some sort of red stain on the lamp surface. This stain, could it be... That smell. There's no mistaking it. It's a blood stain. That's a blood stain. Why is there a blood stain on this lamp? I wonder if this has something to do with the lamp bulb being broken. I should also take a look at the other lamp here. I mean, sure. Why not? So this is where Alicia originally intended to put the lamps. I don't get why she put them in the castle. Since they're broken and don't light up, maybe she decided to put them out of the way. If she wanted them out of the way, there are many other places to store them. It's like the old saying, hide the salt in the sugar bag. I've never heard that saying, but that does make some sense. I think the saying goes, hide a tree in the forest, but, you know, it's kind of a, you know, it kind of means something different, what he said. If Delicia intended to use these lamps as decorations during the contest, it creates a contradiction with that piece of evidence. Yeah, I need to deduce the contradiction at the scene. So we can finally point out that this lamp thing and the cloth and all that are totally against the rules. The rules. Detective Bad, please read the contest leaflet. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Huh. These rock salt lamps and the fluorescent cloths do go against the rules. Yep. So maybe that's why they were hidden in the castle. I wonder about that. I think we should investigate further into Delicious' actions. Maybe we should. Anything else here? This dessert made my shoes all dirty. If you come any closer, your shoes will be covered in cream too. We've already seen that what's behind the door. There's no need to look again. Okay. So, can we determine... Yep. Probably this, eh? Zoom. There's evidence that the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. What's more, there's a bloodstain on one of the broken rock salt lamps. Could this lamp have been the murder weapon? You're right, could have been used as a weapon. Labby, this is the blood analysis on this rock salt lamp finished. Yes, sir, it's finished. It finished just a few moments ago. The bloodstain on that lamp belonged to the victim. You heard what he said. Good to know. The murder weapon was hidden in Delicia's room. We need to consider her as one of the suspects as well. Do we have anything else? I'm not sure right now. Fragile desserts. Dessert study. I guess not. Since we don't have any piece about the broken or tampered with pieces in Master's room. Oh hey! There's the ladder. What is it, Mr. Attorney? Something about that ladder bothering you? Detective Bad, it's actually a stepladder. They're both the same to me. They're completely different. Look at their basic nature. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, you tell him. So now we have that out of the way. Basically, we have done the most important part of any Ace Attorney game. Sure, let's present this, I guess. Okay, that's not what we do. How do we point out that she broke the rules? I guess maybe we logic that she did this here and broke the rules, and so it's like, whoa, she's so evil. Yep, didn't think so. No good. That line of logic seems too unreasonable. I was just grasping for straws here. Can we deduce something? Already checked this area, eh? We can't deduce. What are we missing then? What do we do? Greg, I mean, Ray. The sickly sweet smell of cream, yes, this truly is a fairy tale world. And yet, there's this sugary sweet room. In this sugary sweet room, there was one with such a sour face. He doesn't belong in this room, that scary old man. Raymond, mind what you say, you're being a bit rude. Sorry, it won't happen again.
He reminded me of my old school teacher who used... my old school teacher. He taught me how to be old school. Who used to get mad at me a lot. A school teacher? I definitely don't want to think of my son being taught by such a man. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh, how unfortunate. Okay, well, Bum bum. Now we can look at the fridge, no? Oh right, that fucking orange light. that orange light. There's a cover on the wall, just like in Mr. Master's room. Let's open it up. Almost forgot about that part. The room temperature is 68 Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to green. Stavia said that 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature for fresh cream. This room's temperature is too high. It's too damn high. This is intriguing. Now we have another bit of logic to do. Fragile, high room temperature, connect. The reason the fresh cream is so fragile is due to the temperature in this room. So my shoes got creamed because the room temperature is set to 68 Fahrenheit. Just one too low, really. Speaking of which, when you opened the castle door, the doorknob didn't break. Maybe that part is also not made of dessert? Yeah, it was stronger than I thought. Strong? A dessert? Detective Bad, could you have a closer look at that doorknob? This is... It would seem this doorknob isn't a dessert. And another strike against you, Miss Delicious. How could you? And it's not just the doorknob, this castle and the fairies are just plastic molds coated with fresh cream. Then this isn't a dessert piece at all. Dessert piece. I mean, not dessert. It would seem they're just fake desserts covered in fresh cream. No. Do we connect anything here? I guess maybe she didn't go into the room to study desserts because she doesn't actually care about desserts. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure this one will work. It might. Oh, yeah. Didn't think so. No. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Wait, you're saying I do have to do something? No? Okay. Then maybe we can talk to you now. Nope. And we didn't get any new pieces, right? Anything else? Maybe go back to this again. The room temperature is 68 Fahrenheit and the lights are set to green. Gustavia said that 50 degrees, yeah, why won't you let me skip this if it's the same thing? This room's temperature, too high, yep. Why won't you let me skip, seriously? It's so weird. It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump, except it's not made out of candy, mostly. The cloth in the back along with the decorations really give it a magical atmosphere. When you look at it, it almost feels like you're spellbound. What we need to look for is the hidden truths of the real world. Don't be fooled by the fairies. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll add this to the broken rules bit. She broke even more rules. Okay. Using decorations that were against the rules and making fake desserts. I kind of thought that the breaking the rules thing was already in there, because clearly, like yeah, that was the entire premise of the breaking the rules thing. Oh well. A lot of Delicious actions seem suspicious. Yeah. It doesn't seem like she's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Also, the temperature of this room is way too high. Is there a reason for that? There we go, now we have a piece. I wonder. I think we should ask Felicia directly. Maybe we should. Hello there. The room temperature. Delicia, why is the room temperature set to 68 Fahrenheit? The code doesn't agree with me, plus it's bad for the body. This figure doesn't just maintain itself, you know. Naturally, as a lady, I want you to look young forever. I wonder how old Miss Delicious really is. Raymond, a true gentleman never asks a woman her age. This room is mainly filled with cream, and 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the recommended temperature for preserving fresh cream. You sure are proud of that knowledge, aren't you? What, really? Now it's all gone to waste. It looks like Miss Delicious didn't know. I thought she was supposed to be a first-class pastry chef. The fake desserts and the rule violations, and now her lack of basic knowledge. Looks like she keeps many secrets. Can we present this to you? Nope. Well, in that case... Oh, I guess we can't logic from here, or here. That's a little weird. Dessert study, and she doesn't... what? How is that all fit together? Bam! Delicious knowledge in the art of making of dessert making is lacking in fundamental areas. And she claimed she went into Mr. Master's room in order to study his desserts. These actions and ideas are not fitting of someone aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, they don't sound like the words of a pro. It's like she doesn't even realize it, or maybe she isn't a real pastry chef. Perhaps she had some other intention. It's possible that she didn't go into the room to study desserts. So then, are you saying Miss Delicious is the criminal? We can't say that for sure yet. But I know she's hiding something from us. I don't think she's the killer, but I think she was trying to maybe steal the angel's recipe. That's enough investigating. We found much more than I expected. And yet, something from before still bothers me. Prosecutor von Kama must have found the murder weapon in this room. So then, why did he let Delicia be? Firstly, I must ascertain from von Kama's true motives. Detective Bad, I would like to ask Prosecutor von Kama something. I've also got business with him. And Delicious here too. What's the idea, Baddie? Don't glare at me like that. It seems Detective Bad also has his doubts about Delicia and von Kama. Delicia, would you come with us for a moment? You see, that's fine. What for? We have to find von Kama. There are some things we need to talk about. 8 PM, 8:05 PM. Fountain Patio. There he is. Prosecutor von Kama, we need to talk about the case. Tisk. From the looks on your face, I assume you found the murder weapon. Yes. We discovered the murder weapon in Delicia's room. It would seem Mr. Master isn't the only suspect in this case. Bah, that's not true. Where the murder weapon was found does not change the fact that Master is the culprit. As long as I'm here. Why is von Kama so sure of himself? Well then, aren't you going to explain why the murder weapon was in Delicia's room? Naturally, if you wish to know, I'll tell you. Our first showdown with the guy. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene.
Mr. Master took the rock salt lamp?
Precisely. I carried out the investigation myself. There can be no room for doubt.
Do you have evidence that he moved it?
That will not be necessary.
What?
Just. If you have an objection, say it. Do you think a mere defense attorney can break my logic?
Sure. Pause the murder weapon in Delicia's room. Had left the murder weapon in the room. This is the one that I'm the most curious about. Why couldn't he move the body? Hold it. Are you saying that Mr. Master removed the murder weapon and hid the body in the chest?
He believed that if he hid it inside his own work, it would not be discovered.
That's... He's so savory. Don't you mean so sorry?
She shows no sign of remorse. He removed the murder weapon and left the body at the scene.
Oh, I guess we're going to press everything again. He took the rock salt lamp from Delicia's room.
Exactly. In order to kill Dover, he had prepared the murder weapon beforehand.
But the murder weapon was found in Delicia's room. Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia too?
I'm not finished. Master killed Dover. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room.
So the murder weapon was the rock salt lamp hidden inside the candy castle.
I discovered the murder weapon when I entered the castle. Be thankful, defense attorney, that you too came by this information.
Why was it necessary for you to enter the castle? Maybe he's interested in candy castles. Who isn't?
Why you? Do you think I went in there because I wanted to? The detectives at the scene were useless, so I had to investigate myself. I wasn't in charge of the initial investigation.
Detective Bad joined the investigation halfway through.
A certain work ethic is required if you want to gain my trust. This is a flagrant waste of time. I'll continue.
I guess? I'm not sure about that. Wouldn't the body left behind in his room also be cause for suspicion?
Moreover, I have a favorite saying. I'd like to share it with you. Even dogs can wait. Wait until I've finished.
That's exactly what I'd like to say to you.
It was easy to move the murder weapon, huh?
There was no time. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is the killer without any evidence?
Test. You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's the prime suspect.
Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation.
Insolent attorney, another investigation is not necessary. Master must be the killer. If you think differently, cease these pointless words and speak with evidence.
Think back to the crime scene. If Mr. Master isn't the killer, there must have been something there incriminating someone else. I mean, yeah, at least one thing. I can think of 2 things. 3 even. It seems Von Karma won't be shaken easily. I'll just have to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning.
So there's these prints. There's the fingerprints of the lady. I'm not sure we have any evidence for that though. And there's the missing piece of thing with the blood, right? Is that this? It's not very specific about that. It's all time to kill the victim. Deposit the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon in the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. Couldn't move the body. It was easy to move the murder weapon. No evidence pointing to a specific culprit. Victim's blood. Fake desserts now. I guess this maybe? What about the fingerprints that we found? Why aren't those a piece of evidence that we have? Seriously. Mansion key. I guess I'll try this. No, didn't think so. What do you think of this piece of evidence, Prosecutor von Karma? A foolish question. It's not even worth thinking about. Just pitiful. Can't even call yourself a defense attorney. I am a defense attorney. What an inferior rebuttal. Well, I can't say I expect much from a defense attorney. Yeah, he really looks down on me. Let's look at the evidence again, I guess. There's a teapot, I don't think that's related. The rules, I don't think those are important. Written cloth. Right. There was that also. I'm hoping that works. Okay. It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph, which was taken when the body was first discovered, and also every time I see it, it makes me laugh. This cloth was used to wrap the body. Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room? Eh, my fluorescent cloth wasn't the crime scene? Ha! Fluorescent cloth. You, just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? I guess von Karma doesn't know about this cloth's secret. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. Got him. Prosecutor von Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now I'd like you to look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Prosecutor von Karma, I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. Nice footwork there. Hold it, Greggy, do you really suspect me? I don't yet know if you are the culprit. But it is true that you're hiding something, am I right? That's... So, you're saying the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. Huh? What does that mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. What? The victim was not seen as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. This should be the decisive evidence in proving Master's guilt, and then if that was the case, why did you take so long to present it? Defense attorney, you've lost to me before you even had a chance to stand in court.
What's this?
What? Was all our investigating for nothing? Mr. Delicious, why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items?
Well, Manny said I'd look suspicious if I did.
Prosecutor von Karma.
And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you?
Tisk. How clumsy of you, defense attorney.
Von Karma. So that's why he let us investigate Delicia's room.
And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon.
2?
Yes, they belong to Jeff Master and Alicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon bearing his own fingerprints in its owner's room. Tisk, I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt.
Hold it.
I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicia's room.
I don't have enough information to refute von Karma's reasoning.
Tisk. Nothing left to say. If your job is done, leave this place.
I can't give up yet.
We've wasted enough time as is. Bad. Take them away. There are still some doubts left in our investigation.
Detective Bad.
What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There's still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified.
That's right. There are still the traces somewhere left behind. Someone left behind.
Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business.
No, I also have some doubts about the one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bad has.
What?
This is the piece of evidence left in Mr. Master's room that is... Probably this. But I'm still also curious about that thingy there, but, you know.
Take that!
Somebody left gloved finger marks on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's finger marks, then it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon.
How did you know the state of the crime scene?
I gave them permission to investigate.
Bad. What possessed you to let a defense attorney into the crime scene?
I don't recall you telling me not to let them in.
Such impudence. You best remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me.
This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here.
I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time.
Wow, that kind of sounds like praise.
However, it's possible those finger marks were Master's own doing. Because he always wore gloves while cooking.
Well then why would he leave fingerprints on the murder weapon and such? Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia.
Oh, you still haven't given up on that.
Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites. I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something. Greggy, it's a bully. Don't you know the temperature fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge. I'm so sorry for my lack of knowledge. In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you?
Defense attorney, stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence.
We're not in court yet, but very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. I mean, I wouldn't say can't make, but you know. Didn't recently. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules.
The lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There's no way the witness could have returned them to her room.
Objection!
Those were not the only fake desserts that she made.
What?
Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality they are nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake.
Huh.
This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do.
Is this true bad?
Yes, my shoes can attest to that. The fuck do you mean with that? I mean, I know what he means, of course, but Karma doesn't. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead to you being a suspect is no laughing matter. I didn't murder. Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you, and why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work? Yes, see, I understand. Let it all out. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist. What? A pharmacist? That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide his surprise. What is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest? Why? Not why, what? I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals. Even Prosecutor von Karma is at a loss for words. So that's the real reason why you entered the contest. You see, as expected, Jeffy's desserts were oh so good. So, the glove finger marks on the picture frame, were you're doing? No way, I never wore gloves. Delicious fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So it's true that she wasn't wearing gloves. Yes, see, exactly. You do believe me, Greggy.
Is your face stuffed with nothing but desserts?
No, sorry, man. I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. You mean you entered the victim's room? Yes, see, exactly. The room was empty after all. Perhaps the victim was already dead by then. But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. Huh. So I ate the delicious star-shaped desserts that was nearby. Miss Delicious, you really ate our glutton. It is rare to see. It is rare you see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did. Greggy, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble. Now that you've told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologize.
This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true.
Prosecutor von Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning until now has been correct.
Huh. I'll let you follow, but have no intention of letting you investigate.
That's enough for me.
Okay.
Well, I was kind of hoping for a to be continued here. But I think this is a good enough stopping point even without that. So, yeah. That's all for today, before all the reading and stuff makes me feel woozy reading out loud. Yeah, this case also seems pretty familiar to me, so I guess now I have to conclude that I probably did play this game at some point before, and I just forgot that I did. And I also forgot most of the, just about everything about the first case of this game, for some reason. But, yeah. Might play the other thing that I thought of while playing this tomorrow, or I might just continue this. We'll see. But anyway, that's all for today, so thank you for watching and hanging out and not being guilty, I hope. So, see you tomorrow, probably. Otsukare-sama. Bye-bye.